What up, what up, what up? Thank you for tuning back in to Listening Pleasure. I'm your host, the one, the only Rob G.
I promise you one day it ain't gonna be our little podcast. It's gonna be a conglomerate.
And also it brings it full circle. If you go into it and buy a property with a family member.
I would invest in dividends. It's hard to kind of invest in bonds and stuff like that now because they plan with the interest rate and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But dividends, I would invest in that. I would put money because you can set it up to where your interest will compound on the dividend. And if that drops, it doesn't matter because you got interest coming in already. But certain markets move certain ways.
I bet you that soybean trade is a little crazy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Everything moved different. You got to get comfortable with what you want to.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Well, how you like? Because for a minute I was trading gold, but I didn't really know what I was doing. But gold moves funny, oil moves funny. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, and when I say move funny, like once you get on the charts, you have to see how things wick up and wick down, and how they touch certain areas before they move up or down. And brokers, like you have brokers that are specifically for futures. You have brokers that are specifically for Forex. Some of the brokers that I use, and I use TraderBait exclusively. I use Iron Beam. You got Robinhood. They just jumped in the game with futures and everything. I'm not, the newer they are, kind of gotta wait. It's kind of like, you get a new phone, you gotta let all the bugs, what I'm saying, get it out or whatever. But if you're gonna trade stocks and invest in stocks, you gotta get brokerage like Fidelity or what I'm saying. And those brokerages are good to hold money in because they got cash sweep accounts. When you get way more percentage interest than you would at a regular bank. And they insure your money up to millions of dollars, not like the bank with $250. You got crypto futures. Like you could trade Bitcoin if you want. I don't mess with Bitcoin because again, it just moves too funny for me. It's just too weird for me. So, but let me see what I got. But yeah, that's the assets, and you can get this futures calculator and play around with things. You know what I'm saying? Like let me show you some of the different things. Like they got the Russell. That's a index. You got the DAX. You got financials, T-notes, and currencies. You can still trade currency without getting in the Forex market. You can trade futures, but you would have to make sure that you're keeping your eye on the correlated or the opposite pair to figure out which one is moving stronger and which one is the weaker one. So you got all this stuff, right? Grains, soybeans, wheat, rough rice. You know what I'm saying? I even seen when I got real deep down the rabbit hole, I seen you can trade futures on the weather. The weather, crazy. It don't move but certain times of the year, but I just let you know. That's why people would say, "Oh, this." It's a scam. It's a wreck. It kind of is, but it kind of ain't. You know what I'm saying? That's all up to your perspective. That's subjective to how you look at the world. And because, like I said, this all is a reflection of you. Once you get down and you sit down with the charts, that's all a reflection of you.
So let me ask this while you looking real quick. So what would a person actually need? And I'm asking these questions for me. All the beginners, all the people that's ignorant to the fact. I mean, all the people that don't know. So what do I actually need to get started? What do we actually need? Do you need like a broker, a platform, a computer?
Yeah, I'm glad. That's what I was about to get to. I'm glad you asked that.
Okay.
TradingView. I use TradingView to chart. That's what I was about to pull up. I use TradingView to chart. TradingView it's got different options where you can. Oops. It's got different options where you can. Hold on. What can you see that chart?
Hold on, let me go back to it.
All right. See, like TradingView is a platform. You have tools where you can use to chart and everything. And a lot of the brokers, you go down here, and like I use TraderBait, I use Iron Beam. You got all of these are brokers right here that you can integrate with this TradingView chart. So you could place a trade on TraderBait, you know what I'm saying, or on TradingView, and it'll sync up, you know what I'm saying. And you just need an internet connection, a good internet connection. At one time, I was going crazy thinking I needed a gaming computer and all that, but I didn't. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know what I was doing, so I was like, I gotta get a good entry. But now, once you figure out what you're doing and you build a model to trade, you just waiting. It's like it's kind of I'm moving a little bit further, but it's kind of like waiting. It's like somebody telling you, "Hey, look, at 10 o'clock." I'm gonna leave some money for you right here. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta wait before you go get it. You gotta wait for this to happen before you go get it. You know what I'm saying? So you don't have to worry about having no computer that's, you know what I'm saying, I gotta give me no good entry because you wait. And so then after that, you just waiting, for the time period. So another thing you would have to get, like I said, with TradingView, I gotta pay a couple of paid subscriptions where I pay for the $16 a month where I can use, indicators. I can use 5 indicators. I can have 2 screens up here. But it's a workaround to everything. Like before I was doing that, I would just pull it up twice. You know what I'm saying? I would open and like trading. You don't have to download it. You could just go to the website, go to super charts. You know what I'm saying? We could do an episode on that. We can do an episode on all this stuff. But you can just pull it up twice. Like if I need, because I need to see S&P and NQ at the same time. Before I was paying for it, I just have it up there twice. You know what I'm saying? You can go back and forth. I got a data subscription, but once you get with the brokers, you might pay like $7 a month for data. That's like them ensuring you that you don't have to worry about any manipulation. You know what I'm saying? You pay for data and it's all running. The price is accurate as it is to that broker. It's not, I mean, not to that broker, but that's everybody's price. It's not just confined. Like you trade Forex, this broker might have a different price than this broker. You know what I'm saying? This broker might have so everything is different. But when you pay for data, it's all out of Chicago, the CME, the Mercantile Exchange. So it's all out of Chicago. It's an hour behind, you know what I'm saying? Because, it's in the Midwest. The other thing you would need is, I would say, you know what I'm saying? I would find a mentor. I did a mentorship for like 6 months. But again, that's, it's after me off and on trading. Another thing is, too, you're going to have kind of your own will to do this. That's outside of, you know what I'm saying, the things you need to actually trade, because you can have people that's going to tell you, like, man, you crazy, huh? You can't listen to that, man. You can't listen to none of that. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't let nobody project their fears on you. And that happened to me over the years. It kept me in and out. You know what I'm saying? It kept me in and out of the game. And it made me doubt myself. And I think about it. Everything happened when it's supposed to. But I'm like, man, if I would have stuck with this, ain't no telling what I'd be doing. But I'm cool with where I'm at now. I ain't tripping off that. But I would find a mentor. I started off, I just throw some names out there. I started off with Al Brooks. Al Brooks he teaches supply and demand. More recently, I was watching. And when I say mentorship, I don't mean you got to like talk to the person every day, or you can just watch their videos. You know what I'm saying? You don't If you want to pay, that's up to you. But you don't have to because there's so much information out there now. But Al Brooks, Stacy Burke, he teaches the most simplest. I'm talking about the simplest way to trade. But he has his own terms and definitions. And as you keep trading, you'll figure out that you will have your own terms and you know what I'm saying, things you say too. But the mentorship I took was a guy named T-Trades. We could pop all that stuff up on the screen. T-Trades, man, he made it the simplest. He uses ICT concepts. And the reason I jumped from Stacy Burke to ICT was because Stacy Burke was so simple, I couldn't really see when to get out the trade. I couldn't really, you know what I'm saying? And the trade ended up turning around on me. So I needed more technical information to say, okay, I know this is with it. But after I even got all that, I still would go back to him and be like, oh, this is what he meant. Now it's just as simple. But and as far as something else, other things you would need, you need to find a time. Like the reason I was trading gold for a minute, because you could trade gold at 2 a.m. You know what I'm saying? Like say you got a job or you got kids, you got to get ready early. You can trade gold from 2 a.m. to 5. You know, even you gotta find a time that you can do this. Even you can do it during the day. You got a job or you got a situation where you can free yourself up from 8 o'clock in the morning to 11 o'clock in the morning. That's all you need. You don't have to sit there and look at the chart all day and be a scientist. And you don't want to be an analyst. You want to be a trader. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be analyzing all day.
Overthinking too much.
Yeah, because it ain't that hard, man. You know what I'm saying? Like the hardest thing is the easiest thing is when you get out of the way. Because if you looking at something and you going into the day like, man, I gotta take a trade. You already, you know what I'm saying?
It's kind of remind me. I know this. Just thinking and looking at it. I meant to say this earlier, but I was waiting, and I want to say it because it slipped my mind twice. Like how you look at the boards, and you got to kind of remind you're dealing with the brokers. It kind of remind me a little bit of like you watching loading boards for truck drivers when you doing like, you know what I'm saying? But it's just a little bit more technical to it, like.
Well, you know, even if you messing with the loading board in the truck, and you gotta, that get technical too with the weight.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, there was surcharges going through certain states. So I wouldn't even go through certain states. Some states will pay you a surcharge. Some states, you know, so you're right, and it is kind of, you know, but it's like, are you gonna get on that truck, that broker board, and just take anything? Just to take, it's the same thing. It's like the same thing, because you're like, oh, this is $3 a mile, but man, you don't know you got to go around the block, and you know what I'm saying, and 90 degree that show at the dock, you know what I'm saying. And you
rush hour with traffic to back down.
Exactly.
No spotters, no nothing.
You done ran out of time. You can't even get out the city. That don't happen to me in Queens one time, man. I had to sit in the truck, man. I'm in the hood. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about they sitting on my truck, Rob. They sitting on I'm sitting. I ain't gonna sleep the whole night. But nah, yeah, you're right. But it's like, again, it all boils down to, man, you gotta. For me, trading it became like a spiritual journey. I ain't trying to be, you know, no woo woo, but I started realizing, like, man, you the only one that's messing this up. You know what I'm saying? Because I'll be done jumped in, and then you see your move happen later. You just ain't wait. Just ain't wait. And that take me to, you know, the last thing is, you know, as far as mental, you know, risk management. You gotta stick to your risk management. You know what I'm saying? 2 to 1.